Kia ora, my name's Paul Heyward and I'm the Head of Initial Teacher Education at the Faculty of Education and Social Work.
Kia ora, I'm Maia Hetaraka. I'm the Director at Taitokero for the Faculty of Education and Social Work.
Kia ora, I'm Shareen, Sapsworth, a Program Leader in Early Childhood Education.
What kind of person makes a great teacher? I think a quality that makes a great teacher is someone with optimism, someone who recognises that we live in challenging times, but is really committed to helping ākonga, children, young people to rise to those challenges.
Indeed, someone who's really positive, optimistic, a great communicator are characteristics that are really important.
I agree. People who make great teachers tend to be people who can empathise with others, who are creative, who can think outside the square. Sometimes we see really great teachers are made from students who perhaps haven't done so well at school themselves because they understand some of the challenges that our ākonga face.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think there's all sorts of different teachers. There are those teachers that are quite extroverted, and then we've got teachers that are much quieter and calmer, and there's a place in education for all of these different types of people. I think one of the key qualities for me is the notion of whanaungatanga and being willing to build relationships with people and being willing to be generous with yourself as a human being to the not only the children in your classroom but also with the whānau.
And I think further to that, a quality of a great teacher is a teacher who is open to learning and being curious and striving to continue to improve who they are as a person.
Yeah. Well, personally, I'll start with, I think, thinking just individually, teaching is a career that gives you lots of different directions to go in. I remember sitting in this very room some 30 odd years ago, and in the room there are a group of people who I still keep in contact with today. One's the chairperson of Aotearoa, Autism Aotearoa. One works as a specialty art teacher. One works in filming and works for Māori TV. So all of these people have and one is now a school principal. So people have all gone on and found different ways through education. So I think it offers you, and you develop skills that are highly valued in the workplace.
It's really fulfilling. It's personally and professionally the opportunity to develop skills and working with people of all ages. It's really, really, really rewarding.
And the role of a teacher is still one in the community that's well respected. It's we always will need teachers. We always need people in front of our tamariki and ākonga to give them that spark to want to keep learning, be lifelong learners. So as a career, it's a career that can, it can last you your whole lifetime. But as you say, Paul, there are many branches that you can take, all within that realm of education. So it's diverse. I agree, it is fulfilling. No matter what age group you're teaching, whether you stay in a classroom, whether you become a specialist teacher, whether you move into management, there's so many options.
Yeah. And I think it's cool fun. You know, it's a nice way to spend your day. You're helping people constantly. You're problem solving. You're laughing. You're making mistakes. You're correcting mistakes. So it's certainly not a job where you sit looking at the clock waiting for the day to go past. You look at the clock thinking, I need more time to get the things I've planned done. So that's always appealed to me about teaching.
Absolutely. I think it's a real privilege. It's a real privilege to be such a central part of the lives and the learning of young people and of their family and whānau. It is a real privilege.
So Taitokerau Northland is a very unique community in New Zealand. We have been really fortunate to have had a link with the University of Auckland for many years now, once we amalgamated with the University of Auckland. What that's done for the community in Northland is provide a world-class tertiary institution that people of Taitokerau can attend and can get a degree from. In our case, at Taitokerau, we offer the Bachelor of Education, English medium and Huarahi Māori, and so it means that people can stay in their local community. Our young people can stay home with their parents for support, and at the same time get a degree from one of the top universities in the world, which can be really life-changing for many of our people in our community. It also means that once they've finished their degree, they can go back out into that community. A lot of our communities in Taitokerau are rural. Many of them are quite isolated, so it means a huge amount for people from that small community to go back into that community and become teachers and give back to the people who have supported them through their journey. So the campus at Taitokerau is a really special place. It's taught many teachers throughout Taitokerau, and also they've headed off out into the big wide world armed with their degrees. So it's a unique opportunity for the people of Taitokerau to have access to such high quality education.
And I think our experience with Te Taitokerau campus has kind of shown us how we can extend that kind of community-based approach to the wider country. So with our grad dip courses now being online, people can stay in their communities and learn their profession at the same time. So I think there's been a lot of really good learnings from the experience with Taitokerau that have fed into those developments. So people from anywhere in the country can get a degree in teaching or a diploma in teaching, and they can do it at the #1 university in New Zealand. There are two options to do a 3-year program here at the University of Auckland. There's the B.Ed Primary Mainstream and the B.Ed Primary Huarahi Māori. Are you able to teach in both primary and mainstream settings and kura if you do the Huarahi Māori option?
Yes, so if you choose to do the Huarahi Māori option, it's an equivalent degree as the Bachelor of Education primary. However, it enables you, because it's taught in Māori medium and it follows the marautanga o Aotearoa, it enables you to teach in kura kaupapa. It enables you to teach in reo rumaki, also in bilingual units. But it also means that you can teach in any New Zealand public school that you choose.
So you've got a really portable qualification with lots of options at the end of the...
Yes, it is challenging because obviously you're doing a university degree for what is, for many people, their second language. English for most of our students is their first language. Mm-hmm. So choosing to do the Huarahi Māori pathway can often be really challenging for people. However, we find that the students who choose to do Huarahi Māori are incredibly committed to te reo Māori, incredibly committed to tekanga Māori, and they really want to pass that on to the next generation. And they can do that through any medium in New Zealand schools. Oh, and overseas.
So how did you get into teaching? What qualification did you do and where?
So I did a Bachelor of Education teaching early childhood education here at the university.
Okay, so you did the 3-year. I did a 3-year diploma many years ago here when it used to be the College of Education. What did you do, Maia?
I did a 3-year degree. It started as ACE, Auckland College of Education, and then I graduated with a degree from the University of Auckland. I did mine in Taitokerau, and then I also did postgraduate work all through Taitokerau as well. So I'm a Doctor of Education, which I was able to do through this university, but based in Taitokerau.
Yeah, so Auckland's a great place I've done the same kind of path. I went on to doing a BA, to my master's, to my doctorate, and there's a real feed through, and it's all, what I like about the study that I've done is it's practice orientated. It's about making differences in our community.
That's right. You can link it into your teaching, what you're interested in. Once you're out there teaching in a school, you can sort of think, oh, I really like this aspect of teaching and I'd like to do some more.
So there's that 3-year option, but we obviously have the 1-year options now. You've taught on that. How many people would you see out in centres that have done the 1-year program with us?
The 1-year graduate diploma of teaching program. So an increasing number of students are attracted to that program and bring with them a lot of expertise and knowledge from all variety of disciplines and fields, and bring that into teaching, which is wonderful and a real asset for the learners that they work with.
Yeah, so we've seen our 1-year program in primary, and there's always been a 1-year program in secondary, but they're really strong programs, and they give people the opportunity to come through and get that teaching qualification within a year. People are starting to think about planning for maybe next semester or next year and what they're going to be doing, and hopefully we've got people thinking about coming into the fantastic profession of teaching. So what advice do you give to your students in Taitokerau about preparing to get their enrolment started?
So the key piece of advice that I give to people who are interested in enrolling in any of our programs is to give themselves lots of time, because the university is a very big institution. There are always lots and lots of people enrolling across all of the degrees and programs that the university offers. So even if you're enrolling onto Taitokerau campus, which is a lot smaller than the other campuses, I still say give yourself plenty of time. Make sure that you have people that you can call on to be referees. Make sure that you are beginning to think about why it is that you want to become a teacher, so that that application process runs nice and smoothly for you.
I think one of the things that's really important for people who are coming into our teaching qualifications to understand is you're now entering a profession, and because of that, we have a couple of extra steps that people have to do that they wouldn't need to do if they were just doing a Bachelor of Arts degree. So they need to think, they'll be interviewed, so that's a difference. They need to be police vetted, so that's a difference. They need to have referee reports. So there are some of the things people need to start thinking about putting together for their enrolment. And we have enrolments open for starting in the second semester of each year, and we also have enrolments for the full year, beginning of the year. So.
And I also like to encourage people to look at the different scholarships that are available. A really great one is the Teach NZ scholarship, which can support help to pay for fees and give you a little stipend throughout the year. So that helps when you at that enrolment stage.
And I think a really key piece of advice to those applying for programs is to not hesitate to reach out if they have any questions regarding their application process or the various steps or conditions that they need to meet to be offered a space in a program. So to reach out and ask those questions at any point in time in that application process.
What would be the reason you would want your wee people, your children, to go to the University of Auckland and do their degree there?
I think it has an incredible reputation for high quality teacher education. It's been in this field for quite some time, and I think one of the significant advantages is those who are teaching in our teacher education programs here. They are practitioners who have taught in early childhood centres and schools, and bring with them such rich experience of teaching practice in the work in the space that they are supporting student teachers to become the best teachers they can be. So that to me is a really big feature.
I think a real bonus of coming to the University of Auckland to do teacher education is the link between the theory and the practice. So as a university, we have access to, some of the top education researchers in the world in many topics. They are teachers here, they are researchers here, and they do have backgrounds in teaching. So they're able to link in to what those theories look like in practice, and I think that's a really important part of teaching and being excellent teachers, is that our practice is informed by robust and valid research. So that's a really big one for me. There's another bonus in terms of the University of Auckland, and that along with its great reputation as a top university, we also are in the process of indigenising the university. So our students in a very short time will be having access to a way of operating that takes into account Māori ways of knowing and being. It's already part, especially in our teacher education programs, that's already a strong part of what we do, but across the whole university, that's, it's becoming... Our university has decided that is an important aspect of what it means to teach and learn in this country.
Yeah, I think one of the reasons why I would advise my boys to consider teaching a degree at the University of Auckland is they might have the chance to work with Shareen, Sapsworth or Maia, Hetaraka, wonderful educators. So we do have, jokes aside, brilliant people here, and they are people that have a passion for teaching and learning. As Maia said, they're research informed, they are doing the research, and they're people of passion, and it's been a real privilege to work here because of meeting those people, working alongside them. They walk the talk in terms of what it is to be a good teacher, so I think that's important. And the University of Auckland does have a really strong reputation internationally. And while people that come into our teacher education programs, I really want to make sure they do contribute to society, to Aotearoa's development. We understand people like to travel and to go and see the world, and a teaching qualification from the University of Auckland is kind of a passport, really, to go working in international schools. Different jurisdictions in different countries have reciprocal agreements with us in terms of being able to go and teach overseas. So I think that's something to keep in mind as well.